Now, we've talked a little bit about Kevin Stefanski's system. Last year, let's be honest, Browns' red zone was a disaster. They didn't have a plan. There were multiple times where they had 4 and 5 cracks from 2-3 yards out, couldn't get in. I got to believe that will be a focus, and that will be something Kevin Stefanski puts a very large emphasis on.
Yeah, with the emphasis on play action too, I think that'll help a lot in the red zone. But one of the things that really stood out to me last year, just watching, was they'd get into the red zone and they'd call plays for Nick Chubb that just didn't fit Nick Chubb. He really is a one cut go runner. He makes his decision and he goes. And when they got into the red zone, especially inside the 5-yard line, they'd call these little cutback plays, things that were sending him one direction and the other, counter plays, things like that. They just never let him be that decisive runner in the red zone. And I think that's partially why when Kareem Hunt came back, he was a little more effective running in the red zone, because he's a little different of a back than Hunt. His style's a little different. Than Chubb. I think the Browns will emphasize what Chubb does well in the red zone. And when they give him the football in this scheme, it's going to be find your hole and get in the end zone. And I think he's going to be better in the red zone. This offense, it has to be better in the red zone. It was abysmal last year.
Well, the other thing is a lot of times in this system, the run and the pass look very similar up front. You couldn't say that a year ago. I mean, it was almost like the guy on the line was saying, okay, we're running this time. Hey, we're passing this time. It's going to be different in terms of what the look is.
And you can do so many different things. This team will have the ability to spread it out if they want to get really creative in the red zone, but they can also bring in, they could run 3 tight ends. They could even put a 4th tight end out there if they wanted to, and that's going to cause problems. They have a real fullback on the roster this year, which is going to help them in the red zone. The personnel really fits for them to be more effective and more creative in the red zone. Like you said, the runs are supposed to look like passes. The passes are supposed to look like runs. So then you mix in really effective play action. We know Baker Mayfield is better throwing out of play action. Just everything is pointing towards this team, not just being better offensively, but being more efficient and being more effective in those moments when they need to.